In this video, I'll be covering the 5 different types of business ownership. The types that will be covered are sole proprietorship, partnership, private corporation, S corporation, and limited liability company. A sole proprietorship is when there's a single owner of a business with no business entity. This means that the only owner of this company is the only boss and only worker, and there are no salaries to pay. Some other positives of this type of business is that it is extremely easy to create and the regulations are very lax. However, a major downside is that all business debts become personal debts, putting your assets at risk to be sold off to pay debts. A partnership is very similar to sole proprietorship in that they're both easy to create and business debts become personal debts. However, because a partnership includes 2 or more people, profits must be shared. Though this drawback is pretty significant, the benefit of having multiple minds to work on a project is something that cannot be brushed under the rug. Before we get into private and S corporations, you must know that a corporation is a group of people or a company that is authorized to act as a single entity. Third, we have a private corporation. Private corporations are businesses whose shares are held by a small number of shareholders rather than being traded publicly. A benefit of a private corporation is that unlike sole proprietorships and partnerships, business debts are not personal debts. A major drawback, however, to this business type is that income can be taxed twice, called double taxation, once at the corporate level and once at the personal level, leaving a fraction of the profit to the company. Fourth, we have an S corporation, commonly called an S corp. An S corp is a combination of a private corporation and a partnership. Like a partnership, there is no double taxation, but like a private corporation, debts are limited to only the business instead of being accounted as a personal debt as well. A downside to this is that the number of shareholders is regulated. Last but not least, we have limited liability companies, or LLCs. Like an S corp, an LLC is a mix of partnership and a private corporation. Members of an LLC get the benefit of only being taxed once, and because the company is basically a corporation, if an LLC is sued, only the company is sued, not its members. One drawback, however, to an LLC is that there are less sources of financing than there are for private corporations or S corporations. Also, because LLCs are easy to run, they are an extremely popular business structure.